What's up, everybody? Coming to you live here from Las Vegas, out here for a work conference. Just got done at the gym, jumping out of the shower, and I was on the treadmill, and I was thinking about something someone said today. It was about fear. And, you spend 20 or 30 minutes there on a treadmill with your own thoughts, and I got to thinking more and more about this story, and I wanted to address fear. Because fear is something many people talk about, conquering fear, how to take it on, but it lives in every single person. And the one thing I promised I wouldn't do was come across it all ever in my blog or my content as all knowing. And the one piece of that I think that has to be addressed is fear. I live with it every single day, and I'm going to tell you exactly where it comes from and then what I do about it. So, about 10 years ago, almost exactly, I was diagnosed with a stomach disease. It's an autoimmune disease called ulcerative colitis. You can go look it up. It's a good Google, essentially. But what it does, or what I would liken it to, is it's like having a sunburn on the inside of your colon, and it's not the easiest thing to deal with in my profession, where there's maybe a lot of travel, client meetings, maybe a dinner, and so every time I go somewhere, anywhere, in a car, in a plane, in an Uber, out to dinner, I typically I meet that with fear, and it's fear of one of the most simple adult actions that would be embarrassment, because I might have to dash off and hit the restroom once or twice or 5 times, maybe give it a meal, and I fight that every single day, but it doesn't define me, and it won't define the rest of my life. So as you think about fear, there's a lot of things that go into it, and I often find, for me, it's very important to discuss where it comes from. It's like slaying the monster. You talk to a little kid about a monster in their closet, and once they open the door, they see it's not real. And so maybe that's what this is for me. Maybe it's therapeutic. I just came off of a couple months ago, maybe a month ago, just had another colonoscopy as a checkup, and I was afraid, just given some of the recent symptoms, that maybe something worse had been happening to my body, even though I've been very healthy. And I just made the decision a few weeks ago. I'm not doing that. I'm not living like that anymore. I'm going to attack what's in front of me. I'm going to make all the right healthy decisions, but I'm not going to live my life every day based on fear, because every time that I eat something, especially if I'm not in my house or in a place of any sort of comfort, that's what comes my way. And I'm sure anybody else that's out there that deals with the disease, or if you're a patient with Crohn's, you live with the exact same thing. And I'm here to tell you, it may not immediately get any better, but it's okay. And it's really okay to tell people, because I think they'll get it. They'll empathize, or maybe understand your situation. And so for me, it's about making some really good life choices. It's about eliminating stress, but it is about, sure, not being, having the tail wag the dog and be led around by fear. Because quite honestly, the cat is out of the bag in terms of where I'm at with that ailment, but it doesn't mean it has to own me. I'm actually going to turn it around. I'm going to own it. And so that's something I've just, been thinking about, and something I wanted to share with you all. Fears come from all sorts of different places, right? Like it starts incredibly small, and the brain takes advantage of it and runs with it. The old saying, making a mountain out of a molehill, is a real thing for everybody. I don't care if you're a new mom, if you're a dad, if you're tackling a new job, but get the fear out in the open. There's an article, I think, and it's a TED Talk done by Tim Ferriss, called Fear Setting. And I encourage you to watch it, because you can take your fear and you can put it on a piece of paper, and you can write out what all the absolute worst things are that could come to life. And what you find out is it's not that bad. It's really not that bad. So it's something that I encourage you to watch. Watch the fear setting thing. Again, the authenticity of this video and the vulnerability of it, from my perspective, is to know that if you're feeling that way, or if you're suffering it, I totally get it, man. I feel it every single day. I'm going to get up early tomorrow morning, going to head off to the airport to fly back home, and there's a decent chance that those thoughts are going to cross my mind. And I'm going to step into them, step aside them, and let them know it's okay to move on. So I encourage you to do the same.